Coming up in this bulletin, mothers all over the world celebrated. Chieftaincy clashes in Bolgatanga leaves 2 dead and 7. Hello, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. This is the news, and we are live on GBC24 and GTV. My name is Akpene Avo Ajaja. We begin this bulletin from the Upper East region, where we are told that 2 people are reported killed, whilst several others sustained injuries in alleged chieftaincy-related clashes at Atulabisi, a suburb of Bolgatanga in the Upper East region. Properties including 6 houses where thousands of Ghana cedis were also burnt in the process. An easy calm is said to hang over the Upper East regional capital as security patrol has been intensified. GBC24's reporters say some affected persons were spotted moving out of the area, whilst others remained calm. Neither the Upper East Regional Police Commander nor Sector Commander of the Airborne Force were readily available to comment on the issue. In some more stories this hour, Ghana joined the rest of the world to celebrate Mother's Day today. Mother's Day is marked every year on the 2nd Sunday of May. The day was set aside for celebration in 1908 when Anna Jarvis invented the holiday as a gesture to honor her own mother. Her idea caught on quickly. Today, every woman who has either raised a child or likely to is celebrated in most parts of the world, despite one's religious or cultural background. Meanwhile, Pope Francis has invited Catholic faithful in St. Peter's Square to join him in silent prayer for all mothers, including those in heaven. He asked all to remember with gratitude the affection of mothers and to spend a few instants in silence, each one praying for their own mother. So on Mother's Day, parents are often at the front line in the upbringing of their children. However, the presence of a mother is important in the life of every human. On the occasion of Mother's Day, the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, and a former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo, doffed their hat to all mothers for their tireless efforts in catering for their children and the home.
Very first time, now I know what you mean to me.
Some of the benefits of having a mother in the home is to have someone care for the children. A mother is not only the one that gives life through childbearing, but any woman who strives to see her children or that of other women succeed in life. A former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo said, a mother is gifted with the qualities to bring love, peace and comfort to everywhere she finds herself.
It's not everybody who has a child who is a parent. It is when you are parenting somebody that you become a parent. And that's when you become a real mother. So let us see how we, in a limited way, can put our arms around our children and help them, guide them, lead them to live the way we were brought up to live. We as mothers can come together and get our leaders to help the labor offices or to help the institutions create a situation that will let mothers have enough time for their children.
Mothers live in homes under different circumstances: married, single, widowed, or divorced, some with children and some without. According to the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, in all these circumstances, a mother strives to make life comfortable for her children.
Motherhood is a tough job. Mothers never rest. A mother would move heaven and earth for her child. Mothers shape our lives, nurture our talents, and inspire us to achieve greater heights. Every mother deserves to have this special day. As a mother, I am mindful of the struggles mothers go through as we work hard to instill discipline, protect, and create opportunities for a better life for our children.
Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo said Mothers have played and continue to play leading roles in the development of Ghana, hence the need to empower women in all sectors of the economy.
I wish to use this opportunity to urge all mothers to keep up the good work even in the face of challenges, knowing that in due course we would all enjoy the fruit of our labor. I also urge everyone to appreciate all the mothers in our lives because they are simply phenomenal. Whether this woman is your mother, grandmother, aunt, sister, foster or adopted mother, please remember to say thank you today. These women deserve our appreciation.
On this special day, we say thank you and ayiko to all mothers. For GBC24, Ofoyiwa Dako reporting.
And for many people, Mother's Day is a day to appreciate mothers and women in general. Though an annual event, it is celebrated on different dates depending on the country. GBC24's Ofoyiwa Dako takes a look at the value of a mother.
The modern day origin of Mother's Day celebration can be attributed to two women, Julia Ward Howe and Anna Jarvis. Around 1870, Julia Ward Howe called for Mother's Day to be celebrated each year. In 1908, Anna Jarvis played a key role in arranging a church service that attracted 407 children and their mothers. A Mother's Day International Association was founded in 1912 to promote the holiday in other countries. Mother's Day has grown increasingly popular since then. In Ghana, the day is celebrated annually to show appreciation to mothers and mother figures. Mother figures may include stepmothers, relatives, mothers-in-law, a guardian, or a family friend.
On this day, especially every year, I circle in with single mothers. I know how difficult the task is. I am one of them and I understand and I feel the pain. We are heroes because we make it. Sometimes you lose hope. You simply think that there's nobody to support you. But let me assure you, so far as you have God on your side, He will continue to be your strength. Keep fighting on. You will make it. On this day, we wish you all the best. We wish you God's blessings. And we know that mothers rock. And in our own time, we will shine as bright as a star.
The Ghanaian woman is resolute and hardworking and will go to great lengths to make sure her children are well fed, clothed, and have good shelter. We recognize the contribution of mothers and all the women of Ghana who are great contributors to our socio-economic development as a nation. On this day, we salute you all. Do something nice for your mother or a mother figure you know. Pamper her. And to all our mothers, especially my own mother, Mrs. Botry, and also our First Lady and Second Lady, I say Happy Mother's Day to you all. God bless you.
According to the Premier Lady of the Royal House Chapel, Mrs. Rita Kranchi Ankara, it is important to appreciate, honor, and celebrate the sacrifice of a mother's love.
Continue to sacrifice. Today you are crying, but I am here to let you know that tomorrow the Lord will put dancing at your feet and put laughter in your mouth. Happy Mother's Day. On behalf of all the Ghanaian children, both biological, the ones you adopted, the ones whose school fees you paid, your stepchildren, everybody you have clothed, you have fed, you have given water. On behalf of all of them, I say Happy Mother's Day.
Mrs. Rita Kwanchianko further added that a mother's love must be unconditional in order to establish trust and friendship in a child's life. For GBC24, Ofoyiwa Dako reporting.
A mother's role as a caregiver, confidant and disciplinarian is central to the family. They go to the extent of sacrificing their comfort in order to put smiles on the faces of their children. Their toil cannot be underestimated. In this report, Ofoyiwa Dako follows the life of a mother.
It is intrinsic part of motherhood that those whom nature has placed on that line nurture young lads and ensure that all mothers obtain good care. In all the permutations about femininity, motherhood is a title that evokes a greater sense of sobriety and overarching responsibility. Wives tend to mothers with only a thin line between the two. Mothers in their role as homemakers are the linchpins of families and societies. These children were happy to share with us the joy and goodness they experience from a mother's love.
My mom gave birth to me and I'm so proud to be her daughter. She provides all my shelter and my school fees and he has done plenty. I can't say all right now.
If mom works, she gave me money to go to school and from school cook lunch for me. I wish her a happy Mother's Day and may God bless her.
She cooks for me, she pays my school fees, buys dresses for me and pays my and advise me.
As early as 7:30 a.m., Madam Gladys Abeko starts her work from Danko Circle to the Osu Market through to Laboni. This is what she does daily to eke out a living.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
50 years ago, Madam Gladys Abeko says she found a safe haven in Osu, a suburb in the capital city of the Greater Accra region. With a household where there was no man to act a father, 45-year-old Gladys Abeko tells her story of single-handedly raising her 4 children.
My show Oma Povasti na wie. Sisi amejina hono. Sisi aka single one. Hono nyina pure sawe na maso.
I sell sachet water to pay the fees of my children. Now, 3 of them have graduated from the university.
Mechibo fruit, mayewe, ice cream cake, nkosuya, watermelon, what apple. Nina mini na mu sister my brother me head day.
Madam Gladys said, although she was physically exhausted, she continued to fight and stayed focused to give her children the success she never had.
I
struggle a lot, all because of my children. But I know one day they shall be the best of what I want to see in them.
Madam Gladys said, although she was physically exhausted, she continued to fight and stayed focused to give her children the success she never had.
I struggle a lot, all because of my children. But I know one day they shall be the best of what I want to see in them.
As a single mother, how well can you sustain your life and maintain the role of a mother by teaching a child to understand life and overcome failure? This is the utmost question on the minds of many mothers.
Today you are taking care of the children all alone. You are in pain. You have to struggle to take care of them. You have to wake up early in the morning to sell, to be able to take care of them. You have to walk on the sun with your babies on your back to take care of them. I have seen it before. I saw my mother-in-law sacrifice to take care of 7 children single-handedly. In the beginning, it's all pain, but I am here to let you know, at the end, it will pay off. Continue the good work. Continue the sacrificing. Continue what you are doing. Tomorrow, your children will build a house for you. God bless you.
Motherhood is a lifelong responsibility which involves making sacrifices in the interest of their children and others. For GBC24, Ofoyi Wadakon reporting.
And in celebrating mothers and women on an auspicious day today, a ladies' club in the Western region has honored 19 women in its catchment area. The women were recognized for their dedication towards the upbringing of their children.
In celebrating Mother's Day, a company's ladies association honored 19 women for defying the odds to cater for their children. Through their efforts, their children are pursuing higher education at the universities, polytechnics, teacher and nursing training colleges. The women comprised of widows, single mothers, farmers and food vendors. The president of Golden Star Resources Ladies Club, Madam Gifty Bilson, encouraged women in rural areas not to use poverty as an excuse to neglect their children.
Our main aim is to throw a challenge to other mothers in the community so that they will emulate their example and also send their children to school.
The Ladies Club was commended for their contribution towards the construction of a modern clinic for the Chempim community and for generally supporting women and children.
We feel very much part of the mines and the initiatives of the mines, and we will continue to support all the ladies' initiatives.
It's all the news live on GBC24. Let's do some other stories now. Access to fire hydrants continue to be hindered by human activities. A routine inspection at the Makola market and its environs revealed that traders display wares for sale on fire hydrants. Out of the 6 hydrants installed at the market, only one was fully functional with good pressure.
The fire hydrant ensures continuous supply of water during firefighting operations. In recent times, the Ghana National Fire Service has been criticized for their inability to salvage property during fire outbreaks. However, locating a fully functional fire hydrant within the capital during fire outbreaks has been like finding a needle in a haystack. A large number of hydrants have been buried under houses or tampered with. Some are also out of use due to lack of maintenance. A team of firefighters led by the Deputy Chief Fire Officer, Ebenezer Simpson, embarked on a routine inspection of fire hydrants at the Makola market within the capital. They were there to ascertain their readiness to combat any fires effectively in case of any outbreak. Traders have been operating recklessly on the fire hydrants, and evidence that the incessant caution by the service to them had fallen on deaf ears. Just 1 out of 6 hydrants was fully functional with good pressure. Two, however, functioned poorly with low pressure.
If you can come closer.
The remaining 3 has been completely sealed by the Ghana Water Company.
These are some of the challenges that we encounter. Apart from the fact that when we got here, we had to remove this, what we call it, tables and chairs that had obstructed our way. The hydrant itself doesn't give us a good pressure to replenish our fire fighting engines. So these are some of the challenges that we talk about when we say that the hydrants in the cities are not serviceable.
Deputy Chief Fire Officer Simpson is appealing to local authorities to enact bylaws that empowers the fire service to have total control of the hydrants and their maintenance.
The General Overseer of the Christ Resurrection Church, Reverend Joseph Bedu Mensah, has charged religious leaders to take a cue from the media, especially GBC, to join the government in the fight against the devastating menace of illegal mining known as galamsey. To this end, the church has dedicated the next 5 years not only to winning souls for Christ, but also winning souls from galamsey.
Headquartered in the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi, the Christ Resurrection Church, CRC, was founded by a team of 10 pastors in 1986. The church initially had 10 branches, which have multiplied nationwide. Known or registered members of CRC are more than 10,000 people. The church also embarks on evangelism, making sure it extends Bible-based teachings to the far reaches of the world. The new General Overseer of the church, Reverend Joseph Bedu Mensah, until his selection, was the Deputy General Overseer, a position he held for about 8 years. Reverend Bedu Mensah had also served as the General Secretary of the church for many years. He hails from Shama in the Western region and is a product of the Fijai Secondary School. He later studied theology at the Ghana Christian University College. He takes over from Reverend Kobina Soso. At the induction church service in Kumasi, the church members were excited about the successful transfer of authority from one general overseer to another. The change is the first in more than 3 decades. In a sermon themed Building the Foundation of the Fathers, Apostle Dr. John Cadman Mensah explains that Christ has already laid a foundation for humanity, especially Christians, and the least expected of the child of God is to preserve the sanctity of God's creation, including the forest and water bodies. He said, a true Christian would not indulge in practices which could destroy the environment in the name of Galamsey, but preserve it.
He will be given a new heart of flesh, and he shall cease to live forever in sin.
A Deputy Ashanti Regional Minister, Madam Elizabeth Ajimai, thanked the church for supporting President Akufo-Addo's fight against Galamsey to save the nation's forest cover. The new General Overseer, Reverend Bedu Mensah, later disclosed to the news team that under his leadership, the church would focus on both the spiritual and social needs of society, of which the onslaught against Galamsey would be waged from the pulpit as part of Christian evangelism.
They say it's a journey full of storms, but the one who is able to see the storm as a stepping stone to success always make it. This is the central theme of a book written by a broadcast journalist, Ms. Sophia Mamle Amewuda. The book is titled A Walk with Faith.
This is the third book written by the young author. The first is Encountering God, and Chosen Vessel was her second. In her new book, A Walk with Faith, the author teaches Christians how to live in the face of hardships, neglect, and undue pressure, especially in this end times. The 122-page book touched on what faith is, faith in marriage, obstacles of faith, spiritual growth, how to walk in faith, the reward of faith, and chronicles the life of Abraham, known as the father of faith.
My faith has really been tested. When you have faith, or when you walk in faith as a Christian, you don't listen to the dictates of the world. You just forge on to what is ahead of you. And that is having that faith and trust in God. So if any barren woman reads the book, I believe that a person will know that, yes, she must just look up unto God and to walk in faith as she does.
The first 5 copies were sold for 1,000 Ghana cedis each.
We have more stories coming up shortly. Do stay with us. In sports, the latest World Boxing Council ranking for the month of May is out. Ghana's Richard Comey inched up to the top tier.
Well, amazingly, Eddie Slimani, well now Richard Comey now getting advantage now. Eddie Slimani in trouble. Right combination.
The enthusiastic boxer has moved 2 places up from 6th in the previous edition. The latest rankings means the Ghanaian hard puncher is on the verge of getting a shot at the WBC lightweight title. Comey's latest improvement on the ranking came after claiming the vacant WBC international silver lightweight belt in a unanimous decision win over Belgian Hedi Selmani 2 months ago in Accra. The top 10 WBC lightweight boxers include Dew Campbell from the Great Britain, Ray Bertrand from Mexico, Javier Fortuna from the Dominican Republic, Richard Combe from Ghana, Dija Zeltishan from Montenegro, Masayoshi Nakatani from Japan, and Francisco Rojo from Mexico. The rest are Van Mendy from France, Anthony Kola from Great Britain, and Zolisani Indongini from South Africa. In the super featherweight rankings released by the WBC, Ghana's Emmanuel Tego is ranked number 23. Isaac Dobi is 17th in the super bantamweight division, whilst Duke Micah is rated 23rd in the bantamweight division.
This is the news live on GBC24 and GTV. We'll be back shortly. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the news. On our showbiz segment today, we celebrate some female artists who add their bits and glamour to the day-to-day running of the entertainment industry in Ghana.
Ridomel Gold Plus. Spraying technique. Spray your cocoa pods with Ridomel Gold Plus to protect your harvest from black pod. To get a good harvest, you should use Ridomel Gold Plus every 4 weeks from the start of the rainy season until September. The best time to spray Ridomel Gold Plus is early in the morning before 11 a.m. Later in the day, the change in wind direction may blow the Ridomel Gold Plus away from the pods and pollute the person spraying. Spray the Ridomel Gold Plus onto the cocoa pods. Spray each pod from the top of the tree to the bottom of the tree. When you have sprayed all the pods on the tree, move on to the next tree until you have sprayed all the trees on your farm. Remember to use 150-gram sachet of Ridomel Gold Plus per each tankful of water and 6 50-gram sachet of Ridomel Gold Plus for every acre of your cocoa farm.
On behalf of all staff and presenters of RMG Ghana Limited in Adriani Hene, we wish all mothers a happy Mother's Day.
And that's it for the news. Thank you so much for joining us. Coming up is a talking point, and we are discussing the spate of gas explosions in recent times and the way forward. Do stay with us and enjoy your evening.